Ed Miliband's plans, net zero plans, could threaten the future of local fish and chip shops, according to the industry leaders. The National Federation of Fish Fryers says electrifying cooking and heating is unrealistic, unaffordable, with no government cost estimates provided. This comes as the price of cotton chips has soared over 50% in the last 5 years, now nearing 10 quid a portion. Let's speak to our man at the chippy, Stuart Devine, Vice President of the National Federation of Fish Fryers. Stuart, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Ian.
How dare they come for our national dish? That's a fair way to start.
Yeah, it's just another one of these things that's came from the government, a little bit gun-ho. You know, we just asked for a wee bit of common sense from the government, you know, to come and speak to us.
Yeah.
We accept that there's got to be change in how we operate, and there's always change in how we operate. So we just ask for the government to liaise with us and come and speak to us, you know.
So what is it they're proposing you need to change?
Well, I think they're talking about fish and chip shops being electrified, basically, you know, doing away with gas. But that would be very, very difficult. Because most fish and chip shops operate on gas.
Yeah.
And you know, in time ahead, you know, in over years, I think things will be electrified. But of course, you've got to make sure that the grid's right and the electric's there in the first place. So, I mean, we're not against change. We're totally in favour of change. But it's one of these things that would need to be phased in. If it had to be done overnight, then fish and chip shops they're already dropping off, but they would drop off at a far quicker rate.
Yeah.
Because it would just not be sustainable.
Yeah, I was trying to work out how, I mean, is there such a thing as an electric-only chippy? Because I used to, when I was 14, I worked in a chip shop, did it for a couple of years. It was my after-school job. I knew how to peel a spud. I knew how to turn on those fryers, how to drop that big block of fat in there without taking the skin off your hands. Got used to all of that. I don't think I've ever seen an electric one.
Good for you, Ian. It's a lot of people's first job. You know, there's no question about that's where a lot of people get their grounding is in a fish and chip shop. Yep. But you'll find that there are electric frying ranges, mainly found in areas where they would struggle to get gas. So it's already, I mean, the equipment is already there, and like I say, it would need to be worked on. And as I say, that the problem would be is, you know, like they did with the cars, is there enough gas? Is there enough electric to actually fire all these things up? That's the problem. Yeah,
indeed. And in the wider issue, of course, you're an industry that has been hit quite hard in recent years. I mentioned the cost of a fish and chip meal going up over 50% in 5 years. I mean, there's other reasons for that, but what is behind the struggles that your industry has been suffering, Stuart?
We're in a real struggle. I mean, there's been mass inflation in food. Food cost has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
On top of that, we do feel that we have had very little support from this government, the previous government, and then small businesses really do need help. And then, of course, it's easy to just, they're now about to implement national insurance increases. There's a wage increase. All these things are coming, and they all affect the fish and chip shop, like they do most businesses in hospitality.
The industry always finds a way to get through things, it seems to me, Stuart. We can't live in the UK without chippies, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's institutional. There's no question about it. It's here. It will remain here. Yeah. It just depends on its numbers. You know, how many people will keep working in this industry? Because some people will be driven away, and that's a sad sight, because it really is. In most areas, it's part of the community. We're very much community based. As you say, first jobs for a lot of kids. You know, for a lot of people coming out of school, it's their first job. So you know, all we ask is for a wee bit of help from the government, and that's what we're crying out for.
Yeah. You don't want any rash decisions by someone saying you've got to change your fryer by next Tuesday or something.
No, we're not against it, but it's one of these things that's going to take time. But like I say, if we could just get round a table and speak about it, we can speak to manufacturers, we can feed back the information to our members. Because they read these things, and it's a lot of scaremongering, and it puts a fear of death in them, you know, and it would deter people from going into this business, which is a shame.
Indeed. Stuart, great to have you on, so good luck with everything. I hope that you're able to get adequate responses, and that's always hard when you're trying to get responses from Ed Miliband. But Stuart Devine is the Vice President of the National Federation of Fish Fryers.